Get ready to have a seizure, guys. Hopefully you have your seizure pants on because your senses are going to be assaulted here. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play 1001 Games. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today we're playing a game by Q, which is basically Q with a question mark. It is Every Extend Extra Extreme, known as E4. What kind of title is that? Can we pause for 1 second and just before we even get to the game, what the hell kind of title is that? Every Extend Extra Extreme. That's not even a sentence. That's not even a phrase. It's just a bunch of E-words slapped together. Now, they are the most extreme E-words that you can come up with, and actually that is, as you'll see, suitable for this game to have a title that is kind of nonsense, but also just so extreme, it's crazy. Interesting little bit of trivia. The name here, Every Extend Extra Extreme, the game is known as E4, by the way, but this is based on a PSP game that I guess you could have called E3, like the conference, but it was Every Extend Extra. So the Extreme came in for the Xbox 360 version here, and the PSP version was actually based on another game called Every Extend, which was a freeware game. So I guess each time they make a sequel to this game, they amp it up a bit by adding another E word to it. I guess E5 will be coming out for the Xbox One and so on. But let's go ahead and hop in here. And as you can see, this is the trial version. This is yet another game that I am playing on the Xbox 360. It is yet another game you can only get via digital downloads. And as I've already said many times before, when it comes to digital downloads, I'm really torn, especially for a game that I'm just going to be playing for like 20 minutes or half an hour once for this series, as to whether I actually want to buy the game. It's different when I can buy a physical copy of the game used, because first of all, used games, they go down in price. Digital games never go down in price. That's kind of one of the downsides of digital games is it allows the publishers to artificially keep them really expensive. And the other thing is you can't buy this used from anyone. Like you'll never get a copy of it used, and you can't sell it used yourself. So if I were to go out, for another game that I could get on disc, I can get it cheap. I can play it. I can resell it. I can recoup my money. Makes total sense to try and get physical copies for this series. For a digital download game, I lean towards the trials where I can. I'm not rich, guys. I'm doing this series out of the goodness of my own heart, which turns out there's not much goodness in there. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop in here to the single-player mode. We can't play multiplayer. That is reserved for the full copy people, but that's okay. All we want to do today is try out this game and see, is this a game that is worth playing before you die? Because it is in the book, 1001 Games Just Play Before You Die, and that's the book I'm working from. So let's go ahead. There's 2 game modes we can play. Let's go ahead and start with the Game Unlimited. So this is, I guess, the default game mode. A game mode where you try to get the high score while extending time. Okay, pretty simple. Now, in case you can't tell from the background, this game is going to be freaking insane. So we got stage 1, the Dawn of the Drive, to play with. We're going to go ahead and do it. Press A to dive in. Okay, here's my ship. My controller is pulsating intensely. All these things are coming towards me, and this is how you attack. You literally blow your ship up, and I don't even think I'm doing anything after that. You press one single button to blow your ship up, and then stuff kind of happens. It is the most bizarre type of gameplay that I've ever kind of encountered. I can't think of another game like this. And you can listen to the music and look at the colors. Everything's exploding. We're getting combo hits here. Look at what's happening. What's happening? Chain reaction. I'm not even doing anything. I'm just holding my controller. I'm gripping it in terror as the screen gyrates around me. I guess I should be picking up some of those power-ups when I'm having too fun exploding. What kind of move is blowing yourself up? It seems like a desperation move. If you're piloting a ship in a video game, if you're a video game pilot, and you think, okay, my best move here is to destroy myself, I think you're in dire straits, my friend. That is usually the whenever they set the self-destruct sequence to the USS Enterprise, they're always in a hell of a lot of trouble. And this guy's just doing it just cuz. I guess his ship somehow reassembles. I don't understand what's happening in this game, by the way. I don't think I've respawned yet. I'm just watching it just like you guys. I'm literally doing almost nothing. I mean, I might as well be sitting with you guys just watching this happen. It's not so much that I'm doing things to the game, but things are happening to me. Okay. There's like so much on the screen I can't even like get to the power-ups. I'm just kind of like waiting for everything to kind of settle down here. Okay, lots of stuff was exploding. Good. Okay, let's actually collect some of these power-ups. Okay, good. So this is the game. Yeah, it's one of the weirdest games I've ever seen. And actually, if you're looking at this right now being like, oh my god, this feels like it was designed by someone with ADD on crack because it's so insane, just wait until we check out the other game mode. I took a little peek at it before I decided to make this video, and it is crazier than what we've got going on here. Now, what I will say for this game, by the way, you know, back when I played Carcassonne on the Xbox, that was another game that was a digital download only for the 360. I just played a trial version of it. One thing I will say for this one is you get a heck of a lot more gameplay in your trial than I think you did in Carcassonne, because we can at least finish some rounds here. So you got to give the developers props for that. You know, it's kind of funny, like the whole idea of trials and shareware, it's really kind of like a lost idea in like the modern game community. Like that doesn't exist anymore. There was a time when like every game had a shareware version. Not so anymore. It is nice that Steam allows you to request refunds in case you buy a game and it turns out to be crappy. So you can kind of try before you buy. But I guess developers aren't crazy about that idea. You know, if I were a developer though, I wouldn't be so concerned with people returning my game. What I would try to do to combat that is just make games that people wouldn't want to return. If your whole business model is no refunds, is make a game that looks flashy and then have the policy of no refunds, you might not be making the best games out there. Maybe instead of trying to combat your customers, you should just make games that people actually want to keep playing once they've purchased it. So I don't think developers should be afraid to make trials of games, and when they are, it is kind of disappointing. Game over. Okay, I guess I didn't get that far. We're just gonna return to the main menu. So that was, I don't know, that was the quote-unquote game. I know, it's very bizarre, very weird, but stick with me for just a second. We're gonna hop in. I'm gonna show you R4, The Revenge. Now, if you thought the previous game mode that we just tried there, I mean, like, what the hell happened in that previous game mode? It was like Asteroids if Asteroids was made by the guy on crack. By a guy on crack, not the guy on crack, as if there's like one guy who's on crack all the time. No, it's like, it's just a totally weird, bizarre version of Asteroids, and there's like colors flickering everywhere and craziness. Well, guess what, my friends? You ain't seen nothing yet, because The Revenge, this is like a revenge on your eyes, on your face, on your brain. This is like gonna assault your senses with insane. We're gonna try it both ways. There's actually, it's interesting, it gives you two options for firing types. You can fire in all directions, which I kind of like, because you just hold the trigger button and move around and, you know, let everything take care of itself. Or you can sort of shoot in the forward direction. I'm going to go with the four-way, I think, and we're going to go with cruise speed of normal. 500 pixels per second. That sounds pretty good to me, I think. And we're going to go ahead and start. So here it is. This is the more intense version of it. We're like zooming through some kind of like virtual hyperspace here. And get ready to have a seizure, guys. Hopefully you have your seizure pants on, because your senses are going to be assaulted here. So this is the more hectic, frantic version of the game we just played, in case you couldn't believe it. I kind of feel like I'm at a rave right now, or like I'm at a dance club or something. It's taking me back to my college days, actually. I don't know if you guys ever went to clubs when you were younger, or maybe you're still young and you're still going to clubs. But this feels like I'm at the douchiest space club in existence. It's just like all the stereotypes of like what bad clubbing is. It's like music that is nothing but drums and so fast, and electronica music and lights and lasers and things exploding and fireworks, and my senses are just being assaulted. I feel like I'm being personally attacked by this game at the moment. We're now fighting submarines. I don't know what the hell we were fighting before. We're fighting like space DNA. Now we're fighting submarines, because that makes a lot of sense. Now, some space flower has spawned, and we're going to utterly destroy it. I like how like the timed play, it says you only have 3 minutes and 45 seconds to play, And you may be thinking, oh man, Jay, you're not going to get very far in this game at all. Trust me, these levels, if you don't die, take like 30 seconds a piece. So we're going to get to like level 7 on like 4 minutes of play. This game is just insane. You know, it's funny, like, I'm really giving it a hard time. I'm honestly like, I'm like just poking fun and saying how like chaotic it is. It is like kind of, it is kind of fun to actually play, but it's just like insane. Like, can you understand what's happening on your screens right now? It's just like a barrage of colors. This is like, I think this is like what my grandma thinks all video games are. Like, to her, like, this is Super Mario. Like, if I was like, hey grandma, look, I'm playing Super Mario, this is what she would see if she looked on the screen. It's just like a barrage of nonsense and colors and insanity and like loud music and confusion. It is kind of hard to steer your gun in this mode. Like, whenever I move left or right, it steers, but I have no like alternate way to like aim where I want to shoot, so it's kind of weird. I imagine that the business meeting for this, you know, when they were developing this game, there was a bunch of executives sitting in the room, and they were like, we want the most insane, over-the-top game you can produce. And the game developers brought E2, the freeware version, in, and the executives were like, more. So then they went to extra. And then developers were like, more. So then they went to extreme extra with explosions all over the screen, warning signs, boss battles every 25 seconds. Like, we fought in... That was a boss I just killed right there. He went up in a burst, in a ball of fireworks in like 10 seconds. Not even. He was on the screen for what, 5 seconds? Somebody time that and tell me. We're playing the trial version. We're only supposed to have like 5 minutes of gameplay. We're on level 5. We're clearly gonna get to like level 10. It's insane how fast these levels go. Like, look at this. You can just spin in a circle in the middle. Like, what strategy is there to this game? There's none. Oh, but okay. Literally, that'll teach me to mock a game. Every time that happens, every time I'm like, oh, there's no strategy to this game. It's so super easy. Look, I'll just sit in the middle and spin around, then I die. But yeah, literally my whole strategy there is you just sit in the middle of the map and just kind of like spin around, and that's what you do. Okay. We can like adjust our speed at like the pixel level precision. How about 600 pixels per second? Is that good? We should try one where we like move incredibly slow. Like, why would you want to move slow? This doesn't make any sense. So here you go. Is this better? Is this what you want? Is this what you people wanted to see? It feels like almost no difference. I guess it's a little easier to aim. Excuse me. It's a little easier to aim in the direction that you want because you're shooting in the forward direction, whereas before I was kind of shooting in all directions. But like, I don't know. Like, I can't even see the enemy's bullets there, and he's dead. It took me 31 seconds to beat a level in this game. If you play your cards right, you could make it to level 9 in the trial. And I don't even know if that's good. I imagine this is the type of game that would have like 500 levels. Oh my god. If you want to like practice this game and get good at it, you have to listen to this like techno soundtrack the whole time. I don't know about you guys, but like, this is the type of music that like, it really does get my heart pumping and like my blood flowing, but all that means is it's going to give me a headache after like an hour of playing this. I mean, I honestly feel like this game could give you a seizure if you're not careful. And he's dead. Oh my god, this game is so intense. I feel like I can see through reality right now. The background like spins around. Oh man, if you had vertigo. Okay, everyone's so excited about how every game's going to be in VR soon with the Oculus Rift and stuff. This is one game that I personally recommend you never play in VR. Unless you like puking. Unless puking really does it for you and really it's a lot of fun for you. Never play this game in VR. There's just... Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Let's see how fast we can kill this jerk. We're fighting like a satellite. And he's dead. I actually kill bosses faster this way. Maybe this is a better way to play with this kind of gun. I don't know. So have you ever had a club-induced seizure at a rave, my friends? If not... This is what it's like to be on PCP, by the way. This is the whole world looks this way. This is what I imagine. I don't know. I don't know, like, is this the craziest game you've ever seen or what? There must be games that are, like, even more intense than this. If there are, I would definitely like to see them. Maybe someone can let me know. But this just strikes me as, like, insane. And then I killed an airplane. Look, the bosses go down, like, 5 seconds. Insane. Definitely this is not a game that, even if I had the whole thing unlocked, I don't know how much I would, like, play it. Like, what would there be to play? It's just, like, multiple versions of this. I don't know. So yeah, it's interesting how there's like a mode where you can shoot. This totally reminds me of Geometry Wars, by the way. Once you can shoot, Geometry Wars is actually a pretty fun, simple game that I'm sure we will play at some point. I'm pretty sure it's in the book. But it's a lot like this, basically. But it's... Oh, God. What the hell is that? I'm fighting like a flux capacitor. Okay, just do this and a little bit of this. Oh no, we're wasting so much valuable time. Kill the boss already! Oh, God. Kill the boss, kill the boss, kill the boss, kill the boss, kill the boss. Okay, we're safe here, I think. Can you die already? Thank you. Wasted like a whole nother level. It's like every 30 seconds is a level to me now. I totally forget what I was saying. Damn it! I hate when that happens. Don't you hate it when you're like mid-sentence and someone distracts you and you forget what you're saying? In this case, I distracted myself, so I have no one to blame but me. Oh, jeez. But, yeah. So, like, I don't know what else to say about this game, other than, like, it is like the weirdest, most intense game I've ever seen. And, yeah, I mean, this is going to be a very short video, by the way. I feel like all these, like... So the book, the 1001 Games Just Play Before You Die book, the book I'm working through that is sort of behind this, the inspiration for this whole series, every time it recommends, like, an Xbox Live game, it's like, these are just, like, basically, like, mini-game games, you know? Like, it's... What am I fighting now? They're, like, boats. What a weird assortment of villains. I don't know. But yeah, it's like, these types of games are just so short, like, it's hard to, like, have too much to say or do when I play these types of games. I don't know. It is really interesting that, like, the two game modes you have are, like, shoot everything, just like, this is sort of like Asteroids amped up to 11, or the other type of game mode is basically you blow yourself up. I think we just completed the game. So what level did we get to? Stage 7. That's pretty good, I think. I think that's pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead and just check out the original game mode for a minute while I wrap this one up. So I told you, this is going to be a short video here. But I mean, this is a short game. This is kind of a tiny game. Like, what else am I supposed to do here? Boom. I got you. Give me that. Boom. Okay. 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 There we go. Boom. Yeah, like, I don't even fully know what I'm supposed to be doing in this game mode, really. Like, okay, when I blow up, I have no control over those little dots. They just kind of go wherever the hell they want. It's such a bizarre idea for, like, a game mode. It's like you just position yourself, you press a button, and then you just sit back and watch. So weird. Anyway, what have we learned here today, guys, in our brief encounter with E4 here? I think we have learned that even the most ADD club DJs can get into game development, as I assume that is where this game originated. I think we've also learned that if you want to experience a rave at home, but you're not into, like, music and drugs, there are still ways to do it. And E4 is definitely one of those ways. Okay, very quickly, pros and cons. Pros of this game are, it is very easy to control. I mean, it's not like I had any issues with the controls or the complexity of the game or anything. It's like not a horrible idea. I've given it a lot of flack, but it's not like, this is not like a bad game or anything. What it is like a very simple and repetitive game, but those can be fun sometimes, especially if you want to, like, hone your skills and get good at it. So, like, if you did want to spend a lot of time with this game, or this type of game, you completely could, and it seems like there's a lot to do in this game. A lot to do in the sense of, like, the levels would keep going. Not like there's, like, it's not like this is an RPG with a campaign and a story or anything. This is a very simple, short game. Like, there isn't much to do in it. But yeah, I mean, I'm really torn with a game like this as to, like, how to even recommend it. You could play this before you die. If you're looking for, like, a small, more casual game, and you're not put off by the, like, just insanity behind this game, or maybe you're turned on by it, or not turned on, but, like, that appeals to you. Maybe you want a game that's super frantic and chaotic and just crazy. If so, this game would do it for you. So it's hard for me to say exactly whether this is one you should play before you die. I'm gonna say it's a solid maybe, in my opinion, because it's like a well-done game in terms of, like, it's colorful, it's chaotic, it's easy to control and stuff. It's just, like, very, very simple, but it is kind of unique. Like, this mode here is pretty unique. I don't fully understand what my goal is. I get that I have to get combos or whatever and get bigger and bigger explosions, but I don't understand how to, like, play for longer in this game mode. It's just sort of like I go in a big area of enemies, press a button, and hope for the best. So, turns out a game where you just have to permanently self-destruct yourself is not as awesome as it may sound. It's just kind of, like, confusing more than anything else. Anyway, so there you go. That's my recommendation. Maybe play this one before you die. Otherwise, guys, if you have enjoyed watching me be utterly, utterly confused in this chaos that we call E4, go ahead, give me a like, give me a subscribe. I will be back in a couple days with a new video and a game that is a little more sensical, that we can get a little farther in. There's perhaps, a little more, quote-unquote, normal. But until then, my friends, if you find yourself in the void of space, make sure you've brought your rave ship with you and a lot of space drugs. Because trust me, you will need it. Alright guys, until next time, take care of yourselves. Peace. Oh man. If you stare at this title screen for too long, you start to feel really sick. Oh my god, seriously. I feel dizzy.